This is MJ Munoz coming back for another chapter-by-chapter discussion of Peter Pan. This time I'm in chapter 4. And what did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, Captain Hook. Captain Hook has like awesome literary lineage, and he also gets to job Long John Silver from Treasure Island, as well as Blackbeard, the real existing pirate. And what I mean by that is they make Captain Hook sound scarier and cooler by saying that he was the only pirate or guy to stand up to Blackbeard the pirate, and like he took no guff from Long John Silver or barbecue. And if you read Treasure Island, Long John Silver is one tough customer, and hearing that Captain Hook went toe-to-toe to him, or with him, a literary figure, and also Blackbeard the pirate, a real historical pirate, that's pretty scary and impressive, and that's pretty cool. I really like that. I think that's a little stroke of genius from Mr. Barrie there. So anyway, yeah, that's a really cool thing to do, and I think it's pretty neat that Barrie did that. Like I said before, try not to repeat myself too much. But it's also interesting because Peter Pan is like very happy that Captain Hook is such a deadly enemy, and he he tells John that all of his men under him as a captain, Captain Peter, have to swear to him one thing, and John is shocked, surprised, he's nervous about it, and Peter says that if we ever go into all-out war, one-on-one with Captain Hook, that you can't kill him, you need to let me kill him. And that's funny, that's funny, that's cool, and it's kind of an interesting take, and an interesting, well, not an interesting take, it's an interesting moment of characterization for Peter, and it kind of muddies things because it's hard to tell. Well, when children play, it's hard to tell what's fact and what's fiction. Oftentimes in my house, we will say, oh, well, you know, my wife or I will hear someone call mom or dad, and what is it? What's going on? Well, not you, we're playing, it's the game. Oh, okay, great. It's mom and dad in the game. Not us, other people. Or sometimes people sound like they're hurt, or they're something, angry. And it turns out it's not actually real. They're just playing, and you don't know that. And sometimes I think when they're playing, they don't know that. And an instance of that is, and this relates to the Captain Hook thing, I'll loop it back in afterwards. Peter says that there's a pirate asleep somewhere. As the kids are flying in, there's a pirate asleep somewhere. I think it's a pirate, not an Indian. Anyway, he's asleep, and one of the boys suggests, oh, I think it's John. Oh, should we kill him? And Peter says, yeah, we'll go kill him, but I'm gonna wake him up first, and then we'll kill him. And John says, I think he objects to it and says, no, why would you do that? Peter says, I always wake them up before I kill them. That wouldn't be fair or fun if I killed them before waking them up. If I killed them while they were sleeping. I'm like, that's how I kill all of them. Like, everybody I kill, I wake them up first to make sure they're awake, I have a fair chance of fighting me, and then I kill them. And I think that's pretend, but then again, it might not be. Like, he literally cut off Captain Hook's hand and fed it to the crocodile. So why wouldn't he actually kill this man? And I mean, it's absurd, but it's also, I don't know, it's like fantastical because it's play and it's fun and it's funny. And I don't know, it's like a really interesting, there's a really interesting like look into the like the child's mind and the imagination in this book, and it's just like, I find it so remarkable because it's, I don't know, like some of it makes me uncomfortable, honestly, because of how like raw and real it is, but it's all tempered by the fact that it's all imagination and play. But the Neverland is real. They only get to Neverland because this is all stuff I'm talking about from chapter 4. It's not called the flight, I can't remember what it's called right now. Anyway, the Neverland wants to find them. That's why they are able to get to the Neverland, because it comes to them, basically. Which is a really interesting concept. Like, what does that mean? And earlier in another chapter 2 or so, Barrie describes how everybody's Neverland is distinct, and it's tailored to each child, and that's where you go in your sleep and your dreams, I guess, you know, where your mind goes to. And the Darling children, the 3 of them, all have different things in their Neverland, and when they go to Peter's Neverland, all 3 of them have aspects of their Neverland brought to life. They're in that reality. And even in that earlier chapter when it references the different Neverlands, it talks about them all. If you stood them next to each other, you would say, oh, that one, I can see they have each other's nose, or each other's eyes, or each other's chin, or whatever. So, like, it's almost like, is he talking about the collective unconscious? How old is that concept? Did it predate Barrie's writing of this book in like academia, or was that concept partially formed by people thinking about things and imagining things, and they never quite put to it that it was the collective unconscious? I don't know, and I know, but it's like very exciting to think about and to ponder, and I know, it just like makes the book all the more fascinating to think that it could like be subliminally talking about these like psychological concepts. And I know collective unconscious kind of seems like a hokum thing, but I don't know. I think there's could be some validity to it. But either way, as like a story device, it's fantastic and amazing and really cool. And I think it's being hinted at in this chapter, which is kind of wild. But also, pirates fighting, very cool. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I will have a full review of Peter Pan going on Fortress Fiction. It'll probably be out before I finish with the series because of the way things are timed out. But anyway, you can find that at mjmunoz.com. You can find all these episodes strung together, basically, at mjmunoz.com as well. I've created a special page for those. Now, all the individual posts on the special page, and also this should be in a playlist, so you can, if you want to get them all the chapter by chapters as I go through the book, you can do that. So, anyway, until next time, folks, take care. I hope you enjoyed that. Go to mjmunoz.com to leave any questions, comments, or other feedback you might have. There you can find all of my analysis, art, and fiction. I cover books, tokusatsu, comic books, anime, and more. Look around, you're sure to find something else that you'll enjoy as well. This has been a Story Over Everything production.